And say, okay, I'll give this much, but when I start earning, I'll give more. So my saving was for my own fun. I did not realize the priority of that project. And my uncle told me something. No, 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 no. If you don't give now what you can give, you will be the same when you are earning as well. And it stuck with me. I said, no, it's not right. If I have more money, I'll give more. I said, no, it doesn't work like that. If you have more heart, you will give more. Not because you have more money. And that's what givers do. They have heart. They give because their heart says it's good to give. And it keeps them, give them happy, it gives them sakina. And this is a special favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when we have sakina in our heart. And today, we're going to talk about Sakina, the little girl of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Now, she was an apple of everybody's eye. 4 to 5 years of age, having doting parents, uncles and aunts, cousins, brothers and sisters, nothing to worry about. Everything was well in the little girl's world. Of course, there was problems in the Muslim society, in the Muslim nation. There's lots of problems. But what does a little girl know about it? It doesn't matter to her. Mom and dad are there, they take care of her. She sleeps on her father's chest. You know, people are loving her around. And then she has a little baby brother, alias her. And the world is complete. You know, in this situation, Imam Hussein's 4 to 5-year-old daughter started off from Medina to Karbala. Now, I've said this, narrated this before, that when Imam Hussein used to speak, he used to speak very highly of Rabab and Sakina. He used to say that the house, I love the house in which there is Rabab and Sakina. And I love to spend my time and money on them. And nobody should censor me for that. This was Imam Hussein's attitude towards his wife and his little daughter. And the journey from Medina towards Karbala, initially towards Kufa, was a harsh one for any little child. You know how hard it is for people to travel. In those days, it was much harder to travel in the scorching heat, to go from one land to the other. But she managed all that because any child would be able to do that with the love and concern of the parents, and the safety of the parents and the family members, the extended family that was there. But she would have noticed, she was a very sensitive girl. She was, it was a special household, of course, so she was a Hafiza of the Quran, she was an Alima at that young age as well. Even now you see 5-6-year-old people, children are like Hafiz of Quran. But that is again, as I mentioned before, without the roots being solid. It's a hollow tree sometimes. Not always. It's good to be Hafiz. And I'm ashamed I'm not a Hafiz. I'm commenting about people who are Hafiz. May Allah forgive me for that. But this little girl was a Hafiza. And she was very sensitive. She would have noticed the anguish in her father's face during the journey. How he was troubled, how he was distressed sometimes. She would have noticed that. And she would have seen how her father comforted her cousin, Muslim bin Aqil's daughter, when the news of his martyrdom came. She would have noticed all that. And she was sensitive enough in Karbala to be a spokesperson for the other children as well, when the water was running out. She must have seen how the tents were put near the river, and then they were meant to go away from the river, and then the water ran out, and they were forced away from the water, and they were forced not to have water. The water was stopped from them. And she became a spokesperson for the other little children over there. And she said once that, you know what, my auntie Zainab always keeps something in store on the side. She will have some water for us. And when she would have gone to ask her auntie for water, Zainab would have answered, there is no water, my dear child. Look at your little baby brother. His lips are parched from thirst. There is no water. How she must have felt. How she must have sensed the difficulty the parents are facing. You know, Abbas, Imam Hussein, these all were providers, but they could not give them water. How must they have felt? When the cry of Al-Atash rang out, what did it do to Imam Hussein and Hazrat Abbas's hearts? I just shudder to think. On the day of Ashura, seeing her father's friends getting killed, not coming back to the tent, going once they went to the battle, and then seeing the cousins and the uncles going to the battle and not returning, and her father bringing the dead bodies back to the tent and seeing the ladies wailing and crying, what would it do to a little child's heart and mind? Just put yourself in that position and think. I mean, imagine you are parents, some of you, you have children who are young. How would your child feel when she or he sees such a situation? What goes through such a child's mind and heart? And she would be angry and indignant as well. But why are people trying to harm my father when my father has never done any harm to anybody? He's always been generous and kind to people. She would have been pleased when Abbas was given the permission to go and get water by Imam Hussein. They trusted him so much, and Abbas loved Sakina especially. He would carry her around on his shoulders in Medina. And how happy she would have been to see Uncle Abbas try and get some water for her. And what might she have felt? What dejection when Imam Hussein came with the pierced water skin of Sakina when Abbas could not come back. And she would have cried and she said, "Oh uncle, come back. I don't want water. I won't ask you for water anymore. Just come back." She must have sensed her father's difficulty. The most difficult time for her would have been when her father was going to the battle. She would not let him go. She clung on to her father's horse, not to let him go, because she knew that he's not going to come back. And when Imam Hussein went away and she saw the horse come back, she would have asked the horse, distraught, "Where is your soldier? Where is he? Why isn't he there?" And that comprehension would have set in when she would have heard the wails of her mothers and the aunts that Imam Hussein is also dead, her father is also dead. And she clung onto the horse's leg and said, "Did you see them give my father any water to drink before they killed him?" And she would have got no answer. And she would have known that they killed her father thirsty. In the confusion of Sham-e-Ghariba, I don't know how she went through those hours of Sham-e-Ghariba. In the confusion of the burning tents, and the slaps she got from the soldiers, and the bleeding ears when the earrings were snatched, she ran away. And she was being searched by her auntie Zainab. And Auntie Zainab kept calling out her name in the battleground, "Sakina, Sakina." And what did she see? She saw the little girl on the corpse, lying on a corpse with no head. And she was lying on the leg, on the thigh of that corpse. And Zainab said, "Sakina, what are you doing here? Why are you lying on the leg of your father?" And Sakina said, "I'm lying on the leg of my father because there is no space on his chest. It's full of arrows. Where else could I lie? I want to sleep with my father. I want to sleep on his chest, but there is no space on my father's chest because of the arrows that are stuck on her." And Zainab would have picked her up and would have taken her away to the tent with the other children. And it was just the beginning of the tribulations for this little 4 to 5-year-old girl. Because then she would have been taken and tied on the back of a camel and taken around from Karbala to Kufa to Damascus. My dear brothers and sisters, I don't have the strength to narrate what happened in Damascus. So I'm going to end here. And I'm going to pray to Allah that, "Oh Allah, give us the strength to live through all these, what these little girls and little children went through over there. Give us the strength to have the strength, to learn from the strength, to be on the right path, to stay on the truth despite adversity." Allah alamatullah ala qawmi zalimin sayalamu allazina zalamu ayyamun khalibin yanqalibun inna lillahi wa inna alayhi raji'un. My dear brothers and sisters, can we recite the dua, can we recite the words for all the sick people? Amma yujibu. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Amma yujibu mutarra iza da'a wa yakshifu as-su'. Amma yujibu mutarra iza da'a wa yakshifu as-su'. Amma yujibu mutarra iza da'a wa yakshifu as-su'. Amman yujibu mutarra iza du'a wa yakshifu as-su'. Amman yujibu mutarra iza da'a wa yakshifu as-su'. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Can I just say a few words for myself? I'm very grateful to the management committee of Al-Qaim Mission Slough for giving me the opportunity to offer my service here. I'm very thankful to Brother Sadat, who's every day taking his time to record these lectures in the Majalis. And I'm thankful for all of you for having come here and to listen to what I say. I'm not some great zakir, but I try to learn and share it with you. And most of all, I'd like to thank my dear wife, who has supported me in this, I cannot tell you. I work in the daytime, and I come here in the evenings to do my service. And she's been very sick ever since we come back from Hajj. But in spite of that, she's given me full respite. I have not helped in the home for the whole 11 nights. So may Allah bless her for her contribution, and I wouldn't have been able to do anything without her support. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Any questions if you have, I'm happy to take them now. Otherwise, you can head to the